So Norwich nil, Arsenal 5. 5 in a row again, back-to-back fives. I can't remember the last time we've done that, Kenny Ken.
Well,
Saka, he obviously watches our streams, mate, because we've said we want him to be more decisive in a penalty box. And today he was ruthless. Great goals, both of them.
yeah, I thought it was a fantastic goal. Tierney scored a fantastic goal as well. And, Lacazette led the line well. Smith Rowe does what he seems to be like a bit of a superstar when he comes on and scores. So what I asked for when I went on my Instagram and my Twitter, I demanded that Arsenal be ruthless with Norwich City, and that's exactly what they were. They were absolutely ruthless, Norwich City. Norwich are bottom for a reason. They might tackle more and make themselves difficult to beat, but they've got no pace. They weren't going to hurt us. We were able to switch Benjamin to right back and play Rob Holding into like in centre half. Didn't disrupt the fact that he wants to carry on playing his 4-3-3. So, that was a perfect game for for Rob to come into, because as you say, COVID's ripped apart our right backs. Bloody hell, do they all sleep in the same bed, the right backs or something? You know what I mean? Cedric, Tomiyasu and Maitland-Niles, all unable to play. But it didn't, feature that. First and foremost, once again, and it's something we've always wanted anyway as Arsenal fans, is for players to prove us wrong. And Odegaard's just in a rich frame of form. You can, there's no doubt in my mind that, I'm going to, he is benefiting from the fact that there's loads of space. And we have played a few depleted teams, but he still has to do it on the higher level. It's still, just because you're playing against the crap teams or teams that are depleted, you still have to go out there and earn the right to play your football and be effective. And he's done that in spades. And today I thought he had a fantastic performance.
He was quality, man. And do you know what I've seen about him?
Yeah.
The last 3 or 4 games he's played literally in the final third, which is something he weren't doing when he first broke into the team this season. It was like he was playing in the middle third of the pitch and passing sideways.
Mesut used to do that when he first came. In Mesut's first season, when he joined us from Real Madrid, Mesut was off that ilk. Mesut was getting to the last third, and then he got injuries. He kind of moved back, and then that season where he played very good football, in the 15-16 season, he got into that sort of position that we want Martin Odegaard to do it, but hopefully Martin Odegaard does that on a regular basis. You know what I mean? And that's what we're looking to do. I want Martin Odegaard to play like that all the time, because we're going to be in a good situation. There's going to be games where we are going to play teams who we're betting at, where we're going to have to need points, because Spurs won today comfortably.
Yeah.
Plus they got in hand. Man United have got games in hand as well, where I think they've got 3 games in hand now. They beat Newcastle. They cut it down to about 6 points, and then they got the other 2 games in hand as well against Brentford and Brighton. So again, it's one of those things where our rivals seem to be Spurs and Man United, and both of them are playing. Not saying they're playing better football, but we know that they got quality in areas and experience in areas where we could be a bit lacking. So games next calendar year are going to be 6-pointers. Man United and Arsenal, 6-pointer. Tottenham and Arsenal on January 15th, 6-pointer. So we've got to carry on doing what we've got to do and keep on winning. We're going to have a difficult game on Tuesday against Wolves now and Man City, but they're both at home. If you want to make a statement and say, right, I want to get in the top 4, even though we're a bit like the unlikely lads, you got to win those 2 games.
100%. And listen, Man City today went 4-0 up, and it got back to 4-3. Yeah, Leicester scored 3 goals inside 10 minutes. But then Man City turned the turbo jets on and went again and got a second win that ended up 6-3. These next couple of games, or the next 3 games in the league, Wolves at home, Man City at home, Tottenham away. This little run that we've been on is fantastic, but it reminds me so much of the 10 unbeaten. Yeah, we're beating teams that we should technically be beaten, because we're
We're playing a bit better. I think we're playing a bit better.
Definitely playing better.
We're
scoring more.
Scoring a lot of goals. A lot of people have, said it coincidental that Lacazette out of the team. But I'd like us to be a bit more generous and say that you know, we are playing teams that, you know, who have depleted squads, and we're playing at higher tempo. Whether Lacquer prevents us from playing at higher tempo, you know, sorry, not Lacquer, Oba, you know, you know, like I said, that's up for debate. But, you know, he's missed out. He isn't playing well. And I'm not going to go into, you know, the disciplinary thing again. The fact is that on form, he shouldn't be in the team anyway. And the team has moved on from him. And if we get the results, you know, against Wolves, Man City, and Tottenham, and then if there's any sort of reconciliation, he will have to start on the bench because the team is moving in a different direction, and players are worth their place inside. Smith Rowe can't get a game at the moment because the front three are worth their place inside, plus Saka as well. So it's one of those things where, you know, you'll wait your turn.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, there was another thing I spotted in that game today was Granit Xhaka. Right, and it was funny when Dean Smith was waiting for him at half time. I was like, he didn't even do anything wrong, mate. Leave him alone, yeah. But today he played like 20 yards higher up the pitch, and they couldn't deal with that. It kind of confused them because we had Tierney, Martinelli, but then they had to try and occupy Granit Xhaka as well, and it was like, I think that baffled them because Granit's normally a lot deeper.
You know what I think what it is that if you look at the players, you know, they obviously going to miss players like Buendia, who's their greatest spot. But when you see Norwich attacking, it's one of those things because they're slow, because it's a slow build up. You know, they haven't got the physicality to get through us and get runners over because they're scared of the fact that you know, Saka is going to get in behind them. They're scared Martinelli's going to get in behind them. So they try to play the longer pass for Pukki, and again that plays into their hands because if Pukki doesn't hold the ball up, then none of their midfielders are going to take a risk. So it's easy for Granit to get in those positions because there was no way there was any pace, you know, coming past him. I don't think that's going to be the case in the next 3 games where he'll have to be a bit more disciplined and he won't be able to, you know, help us in the last third or, you know, have a bit of fun in the last third. So it's one of those things where, again, you have to recognise really quickly how, you know, your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. And Norwich were hopeless today, and we recognised that pretty quickly. Scoring the 6th minute kills them, and then, you know, they try have a bit of run in the side, but we're solid because, you know, they weren't really hurting us. And then, you know, Kieran Tierney kills them at the 45th minute with the goal, and then afterwards, it was a case of when we were going to score. Yeah, they did try, you know, make inroads in the second half, but once again, you give players like Saka space, and he's confident because he's scoring that, and he's got a wicked goal as well. That's it, game over. And that's what you need to do to teams like Norwich, and, you know, any teams that are in and around them that we're going to play, you know, for moving forward. And that's one thing is confidence does breed a bit of success and breed good results, but, you know, this is a math test, and I just hope that the players think, you know, we've got a good chance here, right? These are games where we can cement our position in terms of top 4, and these are the games where it's going to be the making of us, you know, whether we're going to know whether we're good enough to play at a high level or not, or whether it just happens to be at its level. So it's a good learning curve for Saka. Obviously, he's international. Smith Rowe, Martinelli as well, who've been crying out being aside, and Odegaard as well, because, you know, Wolves, although they're a bit more negative over the last few years, they still have quality, quality players.
They've actually scored 13 goals and conceded 14 in 18, but they've got the 2nd best defence in the league.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to beat. And when we've seen them against the best teams this season, Origi, 96th minute, 1-0. Man City, 1-0 penalty, weren't a penalty, hit him in the ribs. You know, against Chelsea, 0-0. They should have beaten Tottenham. You know, that's not going to be an easy game on Tuesday.
No, it's not going to be easy. But one thing we do, the equaliser we do have is that we're at home, and with the exception of Chelsea, you know, we have been, you know, like hard to beat at home, and we've actually come spoils.
Only Man City have a better home record than us.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, Crystal Palace should have beaten us, and they were rude the fact that they sat back. Bad mistake, and that cost them. But in terms of like Wolves, you know, again, we're playing with a lot of confidence. You know, the Wolves are going to be looking at us, and who knows, they might make the mistake of trying to sit back, which will encourage us quite a lot. So it's been an interesting game this Tuesday.
100%. Listen, Kenny, we're going to do player ratings later. It's going to be just me and you. Obviously, Jez has got family round today.
Yes,
during his Boxing Day. I'm going to let you rush back off to your family. I'll keep you posted. It'll be about an hour and a half from now or so, I'd imagine, mate.
Not a problem. You know, like Chelsea are 1-1 up. So, you know, one of the things is that the biggest elephant in the room is if we're competitive and, you know, win our 6 pointers, who knows, third place could be on. But you know what? We've been down this road before, had some very good, encouraging results. And because of past, you know, seasons and past results, I'm going to sort of like take it on a game-to-game basis. I think it's the best way for the football club moving forward and for fans.
100%, man. All right, listen, thanks for coming on, man. Happy Boxing Day. And I'll keep you posted on player rating.
You know, I'm the pork chop that stayed up for the cricket.
Kenny Ken out. He stayed up for the cricket. And I'll tet her out. I'm out of here. Later.
I'll tet her out.